Sit down, shut your mouths,
and watch The Gift of Gabe. Yo, party peeps, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. What an episode of Dynamite that we just had on the road to Double or Nothing. A lot of stuff went down, so let's gab about it. First off, this Swerve title reign story is immediately so freaking great because they are telling the story of Swerve having to pay for his past sins to truly make him a righteous babyface. Because look, let's be honest. Some of us have questioned during the last couple months, really since the beginning of the year, we're how is Swerve exactly a babyface? The crowd started loving him, of course, so they had to make him in a tweener closer to a face. And he even admits, I've done some bad things here in AEW to get to where I'm at. That's why he's not even mad at what Christian Cage did, or really what anyone does to him when they beat his ass or do anything malicious to him, because he's I've been there, I've done that. So some of us have been how is he exactly a babyface? Not that we were hating on it in any way, but it's a valid question. This is what's making him now a righteous babyface, because the gates of agony just took him out. And I mentioned before, he's having to deal with Christian Cage and face the ghost of his past of screwing around with Nick Wayne and mocking his beating him down literally at his house, and then messing up Christian Cage's match at All In by being the one that took the pin in that match against Darby and Sting. Literally a part of Swerve died that night. So it's perfect. He's having to face all his past trials, all the things that made him such a bastardly dastard heel, and it's all coming back now full circle. But he'll overcome it so that he can become the righteous babyface. And if you're why Gates of Agony all of a sudden? What did he really do to them? If you think about it, Swerve, there was kind of a point really around maybe towards Full Gear. I mean, yeah, they helped him maybe once or twice. During most of the Hangman feud, Swerve was kind of moving away gradually, slowly on the road to winning the world title. That rise, he was going slower away and more away from the Gates of Agony and the rest of the Mogul Embassy. So it's they felt they just left him behind. So it makes perfect sense. This story is going really well right now. And of course, Christian Cage playing beautiful mastermind because he's the patriarch of AEW. But what I seriously need is a Keith Lee and a Darby Allin pay-per-view main event feud to go down this year before this reign inevitably comes to an end and ends up facing the person who I think will dethrone him for the championship because of who's going to end up siding himself with. But I'll get to that later on in the video. Point is, AEW, you're cooking with this storyline. Keep having all Swerve's past demons come try and beat him down, take him out, take the most important thing in his world professionally, that AEW World Championship, and keep having him overcome each one to finally become that righteous babyface and prove whose house? Swerve's house. But hey, just watch out, because you never know what Christian Cage, the father of the century, has up his sleeve next. Okay, guys, let's talk about the women of AEW. Let's talk about Willow and Mercedes Moné TBS Championship match going down at Double or Nothing. Now, I'm going back and forth in terms of this match. On one hand, Willow just won the championship, so it wouldn't make sense for her to lose. On the other hand, this is Mercedes' in-ring debut in AEW. It'd be kind of weird to start off with a loss. Now, granted, Mercedes is here to elevate the division, and even though Willow is hot as hell right now, literally and figuratively, I mean, look at that outfit she's wearing. Nice. But she can still go up to higher levels because one day she'll be AEW World Champion. God, that's going to be such a great day. So I could see Mercedes losing and propping her up. But again, the story is that Willow already beat her, so Mercedes wants to get the get back. So I'm really back and forth of how is this really going to go? I feel like Chris Statlander is going to give out in some way, shape, or form. Probably screw over Willow. But again, that'd be weird to just give her a 1-month title reign. So, again, maybe they had to just make an emergency call. Maybe she wasn't gonna beat Julia, but Julia getting hurt. They had to give it to Willow anyway. So if that's the case, then it just is what it is. But I don't know. It's super complicated. Point is, Willow cut a strong promo again tonight, telling her, like, yo, Mercedes, this is going to be the fight of our lives. You thought what happened last time was difficult, crazy, time-consuming, and, wasting? Guess what? It's going to be a whole different ballgame in Double or Nothing in Vegas in the MGM Grand Arena when we do it one more time. No matter how this match goes, I'm sure it'll be super dope, and all the criticisms of Monet will largely disappear because then she'll remind everybody of how great of a wrestler she actually is. Whether she walks out as champion and if money does really change everything is kind of up for debate. But hey, no matter what happens at the end of the day, me and all of us, we're still gonna love our favorite smiling hero, Willow Nightingale. Guys, tonight the third EVP of AEW, Kenny Omega, announced that it would be the return of Anarchy in the arena. The Elite, Jack Perry, our favorite shit-faced little bastard. I love that little shit, the smile that he has. It's so great. The Young Bucks, our tag team champions. The other EVPs, Mr. Matthew and Nicholas, and the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, tag champs, Continental champ. They will go against Team AEW. It will be FTR, Eddie Kingston, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Let's effing go. This match is going to slap. One, both. Everyone on this side makes perfect sense. FTR has had beef with the Young Bucks for literally even before coming to WWE. Like, look on OBT stuff with, the whole F the Revival and all that stuff. And literally their debut in AEW was confronting the Young Bucks. And they've had multiple classic matches throughout their tenures here at AEW. So, obviously, and again, with Eddie Kingston, he's been having beef with the Young Bucks going all the way back to 2021 during the Daily's Place times when him and Moxley tried to go for the tag team championships against the Young Bucks when they were in that version of the Elite, when they were having the goofy mustaches and Kenny was on his belt collector gimmick. And that same group of Elite was Bryan Danielson's first interaction in AEW when he made his debut at All Out 2021. All of these guys have had a large history with the Elite, including Danielson and FTR actually all of them just recently, because in the past year they've literally feuded with the Elite at some point or another. So this team and squad makes perfect sense, and especially in the case of Danielson, because we knew he would come to the defense of Tony Khan, because Tony, in a for real scenario, because I don't remember what scrum this was, but I don't think they had cooked up the storyline yet. Maybe they could have. I don't know. He said, if anything for real ever happened to me, Bryan Danielson, that's my guy who would take over this company. So this match, Anarchy Arena, is absolutely going to be great, just like ones in years past. However, the Elite are going to end up winning this one because our favorite anxious millennial cowboy shit, will be returning. Adam Page will come back to help out the Elite and win this match, siding with the Elite and furthering that little crazy thing that he was having earlier this year with being obsessed with just wanting Swerve to fail and everything like that, and just being a total crazy heel and being on in terms of like, you guys cheer Swerve after everything he did to me, and you boo me when I'm trying to save this company, when I try to save you from the piece of trash that he is. Which is why I think after siding with the Elite, because Swerve's story of, facing his past sins will come full circle with the Elite story that are coinciding with each other, with Hangman beating Swerve, Full Gear 2024, full circle year-long moment, and beating him for the AEW World Championship at that event. So basically, to put it simply, what this storyline is cooking all across the board in the AEW World Title picture and the main picture with the Bucks, the Elite, and all this stuff, it's cooking for real. So I'm so beyond stoked for it. And at the end of the day, aside from Jack Perry and Kazuchika, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, they wouldn't even be even here with the Elite if it wasn't for our glorious EVPs, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks, and they're going to bring one more stray, one more wayward son back to change the world. And that man is AEW original, former AEW World Champion, soon to be one day two-time AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page. Okay, you guys, that is Dynamite. We are done. Put in the rearview mirror, and we are done. Super great show. Can't wait for Double or Nothing. That is going to be an awesome way to close out Memorial Day weekend. But before we get to there, King and Queen of the Ring. More matches were made official, like Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch for the Women's World title, and Zayn defending the IC title against Big Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. Thank you. No, thank you. He's not doing that anymore. And then the finals of the King of the Ring tournament after a stacked Monday Night Raw lineup this past Monday. It's time to move on to the SmackDown bracket, where we'll see athletes like him, Carmelo Hayes, Bobby Lashley, the phenomenal AJ Styles, and the Viper, Randy Orton, and even Solo's MFT, Tama Tonga, all competing on the SmackDown bracket to be called this year's King of the Ring. And that begins this Friday night on SmackDown. And maybe we could find out who Cody is going to potentially face at the King and Queen of the Ring for his WWE Championship. Both those events happening Memorial Day weekend. You're not going to miss it. You're not going to want to miss any of the build-up to it. You're definitely not going to want to miss what your boy, the best dabber in the biz, has to say after all of it. So keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep on liking, and damn sure keep on subscribing. And keep on remembering that when it comes to talking wrestling, who better to Gab with than Gabe right here. Whew. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed Dynamite tonight. It was dope. Cannot wait to see what they do this Saturday on Collision, and then Dynamite after that on the road to Double or Nothing. But it's time to get back to King and Queen of the Ring, which continues this Friday on SmackDown. So then, until then, deuces, buces, and I'll see you guys after SmackDown this Friday to see who advances in the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments.
Until then, chin up, tits out, line.
Watch The Gift of Gabe.
Darling, that is my part, and now you've ruined the moment.